Hi guys, and welcome to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Drayton Park Golf Club. I'm out in one of our greenside bunkers, and what I'm going to be showing you today is a setup exercise when you're next in the bunker that's really going to help you on two things. It's going to improve your contact point in the sand, which is really vital, and it's also going to allow you to use the bounce of the golf club correctly for maximum height, maximum spin and stopping power. So let's touch on the first point first of all, the contact point in the sand. We're aiming to try and strike behind the golf ball by around 2 inches, 5 centimeters into the sand. Now, I don't try and vary that. There are some real elite bunker players, you know, your Phil Mickelsons, Sevu is obviously one of them on the European Tour, Brett Runford, where they might try and strike closer to the golf ball, so 1 inch of sand when they want more height, more spin, and they'll try and strike further behind, maybe 4 inches or so, when they want the ball to come out a little lower and release more. Most of us are just happy with somewhere around 2 inches. We're trying to get pretty close to that contact point. But what I see far too often with amateur golfers is they're actually striking back in the sand 6, 8, 10, 12 inches back in the sand. So the thing I would try and get you to, or encourage you to do, is draw a line in the sand first of all, and just get used to, can you consistently strike that line forwards? Can you get that contact point? The setup that I'm going to show you in a second is really going to help you make sure that we're nearer that line, because what I see far too often is golfers striking behind that contact point in the sand, way back. And they're really surprised when they see how far back as well. What happens is they're either going to get the club digging into the sand and they're not going to get enough energy, they're going to leave the ball in the bunker, or the club hits the sand, bounces off the sand, and they make some ball contact. And they often blame it on not being enough sand in the bunker, but it's really the fact the club just struck far too far back in maybe a firm bunker, and that's what's caused the club to bounce into it. The second part we're talking about is using the bounce of the golf club. So we really want that trailing edge hitting the sand first. We don't want that leading edge. And what we see far too often is golfers with their hands in front of the golf club, more like they would do perhaps on a chip shot when they're trying to flight the ball quite low, or a punch shot. And we see this sort of club digging into the sand and a very short follow through. We really want to try and get that feeling that the club is catching up with the hands, or even the feeling that the club is starting to pass the hands, to really activate the loft on the golf club, and really importantly the bounce of the golf club, which gets that club sliding through the sand. So the setup changes I want to adapt here. I'm not going to worry too much about ball position and things. All I'm going to mention is that I'd play the ball forwards in your stance, okay, so nearing your lead foot. I've already mentioned that I'm trying to strike a couple inches behind the golf ball. What I want you to do as a practice exercise, I know that means you're going to be touching the sand, but for this exercise, don't worry about it. What I want you to do is I want you to rest, put the club 2 inches behind the golf ball, then rest it onto your trail knee. So for me, my right thigh, my right knee. And what I want to try and feel like I'm doing is pushing my left thigh, my left knee downwards with my lead hand. So I'm trying to push my lead hand into my lead knee. What you can see that does is it really starts to level my shoulders rather than my trail shoulder being a lot lower. It levels my shoulders, and I really feel like most of my pressure is onto my lead leg. That's going to help me strike somewhere nearer the line in the sand rather than too far back, which I often see. So lean the club towards your trail thigh, but your hand, your pressure is going to go down onto your front thigh here, your lead leg. So that levels my shoulders, pressure into my lead foot, and then what I'm going to do is bring my hands together. Okay, and that's the setup I'm looking for. So the pressure's onto my lead leg, my shoulders are closer to level rather than my trail shoulder being a lot lower, and you can see that my hands are more level with the golf club, not in front. It's a slightly strange setup, and that's why I do it this way just when you're practicing. Let's do that one more time. So club to rest on my trail thigh. Going to push my lead hand down onto my lead thigh to level my shoulders, really get that pressure onto my lead leg, and then I'm going to bring my hands together somewhere in the middle. From there, we just want to simply go ahead. Oh, I hope you saw that on video. Slam dunk straight in the hole. And also from the GoPro camera, what you'll have seen is the strike point. So the golf ball was here. I was aiming to hit here. I made contact, maybe quarter inch, half an inch behind that, but very, very shallow. So my strike location was really, really good. I think all I'm going to do by hitting one more shot is finish on a negative. I'm not sure I can hold two in a row, but let's give it a go. So one more go of those. I'm going to bring the grip of the club towards my trail knee. I'm going to push down with my lead hand onto my lead knee, feeling all my pressure on my left side, shoulders very level, and then bring my hands together. Nice light grip. Looks pretty good. Mediocre, being about 4 feet past the hole compared to that first one. But that really got me that two things, that strike location, you'll definitely see that from the GoPro camera here. Pressure onto that left leg gave me that strike location, and it's a nice shallow divot, meaning I used the bounce of the golf club correctly. Give those setup changes a go. Let me know how you get on. I know it's going to improve your bunker play. Make sure you check out the TruGolf Academy for all the other content every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5:30. And do get in touch. Post some comments and questions below, videos you'd like to see me film on, and we'll get around to those as well. Thanks guys, we'll see you soon.